My sunshine, my sunshine.
Hi, good evening everyone, and welcome to another video. So, if you see the headline, and if you see the description, we're talking about Cardi B winning her case. And what I want to say about this is, number one, I'm not surprised, but on top of which, to the bloggers especially, please let this case be a lesson to you guys, because oftentimes people are they're chasing views, and they're chasing clicks. And my thing is, at what cost? Because there are a lot of people that have faced similar situations as Cardi, and they have not sued. And now that she has, it's going to set the precedence. So my warning to bloggers in particular, is it worth it to you, just in the future, just to take this case as an example, is it worth it to you to slander somebody's name and defame them, even if you know it's not true? Now, there are cases where you're not sure if it's true or not. Somebody told you something and you ran with it. But to use one blogger as an example, Jamaica YouTube TV, just as an example, 99 out of 100% of the time he does a video, he specifically says, allegedly, to the point that I call him the allegedly king, okay? The allegedly boss, okay? Because whether it's truth or not, unless he sees it in a newspaper saying 100% this is a confirmed fact, across the board it was confirmed, this is a documentation, whatever, everything is allegedly. So what I want to say to people that, yes, you want to get views, and yes, you want to get paid, but is it worth it to end up in a lawsuit? And the money that you made from the clicks and views for something that you wasn't sure is true, or in some instances you knew it wasn't true and you had malicious intent. So you didn't care if it was true or not. In some cases people would make up stuff just to get views. So I just want to warn you guys to take this case as an example and be very aware of what you're doing. Be vigilant. Fact check your sources. And when in doubt, use allegedly. Okay? Because you would not want to build your platform for years or whatever, and then you go and you post something, say something, put pictures of people, put derogatory statements about people, spread rumors as facts, and then the money that you've made off your platform, you have to take that money and other money to put with it to pay a lawsuit. Because I guarantee you that this case is going to open a lot of people's eyes, and they're going to be like, so I've been putting up with, all these kind of... Now, it's okay for people. Anybody can make fun of anybody. Anybody could say they didn't like your hair. Anybody could say, oh, I think this makeup make her look like a ghost, a horse, or whatever. You could say that. But when it comes to things that are really serious, like people's health or, their kids or whatever, and you're making videos about things that you're assuming or you damn right just making up for the sensationalism, my tongue is tied up, because it's going to get the clicks or whatever, it's not going to be worth it if you have to pay a lawsuit. So this is all I want to say. I'm not surprised at this outcome, and especially since Cardi had a psychiatrist, whichever, admit that she came to her when these allegations went out there into the public, and people blowing up her phone and all these comments, because what I hate the most is anybody can make up a rumor about me and put it out, and people just come commenting, oh, I know she was a slut. And could you imagine? Now, I don't want to say I'm nobody, but I'm nobody's celebrity. You know what I mean? I'm not on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. But I don't have millions of people following me. So could you imagine thousands and thousands of people daily writing underneath your name? Oh, I knew she had something. She looked dirty. Whatever. So I'm saying just not just for this case, just in general. People say all sorts of things about people. They think being behind a computer or whatever gave them the right. You know, the internet bullies and whatnot that out there. They think being behind a computer give them the right to say things about people that is not true. You know, and in some cases, as I say, they heard it and they spread it. In some cases, they never heard it. They made it up and they're going with it, and other people are going with it. Could you imagine this compounded by thousands of people per day? And then you have a child, and you have to worry about your child seeing things about you that's not true. You have a husband. You have your family blowing up your phone, letting you know, oh, they said this about you today. And as I say, they say you're ugly, they say your body fake, okay, all that. But when you're defaming somebody's character and you're calling them, whether it's a prostitute or you're saying they have HIV or any number of things, I'm just throwing out scenarios out there. You're setting yourself up for a lawsuit, because now people who didn't have it in mind, who was going through this all along, are going to start, you know, going that route now. And I really can't say I blame them, because I can't even imagine people saying negative things about me as you know, making up stuff like that about my health. You know, I'm not going to call any names. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying in general. All through YouTube, I see it all the time. Oh, we heard this about this person. Then it goes from we heard this to like it being a fact. And this person said this and that, and they're talking like they were actually there. Like if it's something about a person sleeping with 5 men and have 4 babies, you know, by 4 different men or whatever. You know, sleeping with 5 men, have 4 babies, not sure who's the daddy. They heard it, and the next thing they're titling and they're saying, oh, this person has 4 babies and was sleeping with 5 men. They're not saying allegedly, okay? They're saying it as it was fact, like they were the bed, the mattress, the cover, you know, the condoms that wasn't used, and the whole 9. So I'm just saying this to say, be careful. You know, I wanted to do this Monday as my motivation Monday. I wasn't feeling well. Still not feeling the best, but much better than Monday. So I went live, but it didn't quite work out. So I'm going to just do what I do and do it as an upload and probably do a premiere. Be very careful, all my bloggers out there. Be very careful. Be very vigilant. Pay attention to what you're writing. Pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to what you're posting. Because everyone is not going to take you slandering their name and have their family. And if they have kids going to school sometime and get into fights because a kid is picking on you. And then when you fight back, they're like, oh, you can't tell me that your mother has whatever. Your mom is a prostitute. Your dad is a, you know, crackhead. So when you're doing things, you're not only hurting the person you're doing it to, you're hurting their extended family as a result. You know what I mean? And then when you have a psychologist or psychiatrist saying, this was my patient, she wanted to take her life. You know, she was severely depressed. She didn't want to come out of bed. And I can tell you, depression is no joke. It's not a game. So once somebody has all this to factor, you know, they don't just have their word like, I'm just making this up. I have a trained professional who saw me and said, I've seen this person. They seem, you know, like they wanted to, you know, end it all or whatever. I have to be very careful the words I'm using on this platform. They seem like they, you know, didn't have a reason that they wanted to go on because they felt so, you know, depressed, and they felt belittled, and they felt, you know, dirty, and they felt all these things, and, you know, like they're worthless because they have to face the world every day, get alerts on their phone all day long from all social media platforms with other people jumping on a bandwagon and co-signing something they know nothing about. So as I repeat, be very particular in what you're posting. what you're saying, okay, and what you're saying as a fact, not allegedly, as a fact. I see it all the time, and I'd be like, why are these people doing this? And then, sometimes I see a headline, and I click on it, and it's nothing to do with what the headline is. Or they're assuming stuff, and then no point in there's any proof. It's like, 10 people said such and such. If I know 9 people, and I tell them something, I'm the one that came up with it, and then we now 10 people go and tell you something, does that make it right? I told 9 other people. So the 10 people is me and the 9 others. You understand what I'm saying? So please, do yourself a favor and try to avoid a lawsuit, because the money that you would have made would be for naught. And if you don't understand that, it will be for nothing. It will be in vain if you have to pay it to somebody, for defamation suit, because you're coming out with stuff as facts. Defaming somebody's character, squandering the name, slander in the name, not squandering, sorry, and forgetting about their self, their kids, their family. And for the people who do it on purpose, you're doing it on purpose for clicks and views. You knew it was a lie, but you wanted to get people in. And you just went with it, and you're saying something that is hearsay or you made up for clicks and views. Like, is it worth? And I always wonder, like, how do you feel at the end of the night knowing that you putting out stuff that's not true and hurting people? How would you feel if somebody get depressed to the point that they don't want to be here anymore, or they do something that has, something they can't come back from? Because they feel it's overwhelming. Like me as a regular person, it's overwhelming for me when I hear things about myself that I know is not true. People assuming things about me. Oh, she sing this song, that means she's this. Oh, she danced this way, I guess she's easy. Oh, she said this in a song, I guess she's promiscuous. And I for myself be thinking, I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? Even before I started doing music, I like entertaining people. I like making people laugh. If an actress do a role as a prostitute, does that make her a prostitute? I'm just saying. If somebody act in a movie as the shooter, that make them a shooter in real life. I like doing things that are fun. So even for me, who is not on CardiB status, feel some type of way when I go on the internet and people are commenting on the videos of mine, men in particular, or inboxing me and saying, oh, you look like this, or you sound like that, or you sing this song, I'm sure you like to do this or that. And I'm like, you don't know me. It's art. You know what I mean? It's art. It's just like an actress. If I act in a movie as a nurse that takes people's lives, does that make it real? So music, poetry is art. So I could sing anything. I could write any poem. Doesn't mean there's things that I might sing that happen in real life, but might necessarily happen to me. But I know about it. I'm not 12. I've grown up. I've heard stories. I've heard things. I've conversations with other women. So I could gather pieces of things and put it together in a song from different scenarios in life. But it doesn't have to be my experience per se. You know what I mean? So be very careful when you're willing to hurt. What kind of character you have as a person. If you're willing to belittle somebody and make up lies about them, defame their character, and slander their name to make a buck. What kind of person does that make you? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be around somebody like that. Okay, are you proud of yourself at the end of the day, or is money worth everything to you? But in the end, it wouldn't be worth anything, because if you get a lawsuit and you lose, you have to pay all this money that you made multiplied by 10 or 100. So is it worth it in the end? So please, I know you want clicks, a lot of people, I know you want views, but how far are you willing to go to get it? That's really my thing. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to make this any longer. My whole point about this is, let this be an example to you. Let it be an example of what not to do. Okay? I'm not perfect by any means, but what I've never done, ever, in my life, is to either make up something blatantly or hear something and speak it as a fact. Because anybody who knows me can say, when people come to me with stuff, I'm like, you sure? Like, I don't believe that. And people say to me, oh, you're always picking up for people, you never believe anything. Anybody could say anything. I could come right now and say, I just hit the lotto. Does that make it true? Like, are you around? Did you see me? You understand what I'm saying? Like, anybody could say anything. Does that make it a fact? Are you willing to be a person that could possibly cause somebody to lose a family member because they can take looking in the papers and reading comments about themselves that's not true, and people call them a slut and whatever. She looked dirty. I knew she had something and stuff like that. How do you feel knowing that you did that to somebody, and it might cause, if the person is not strong enough and they're going through a lot of things already, you know what I mean? And that's just icing on the cake, and they just can't take it no more. Not even icing on the cake, because I look at that as a good thing. That's the last drop in a bucket, and they just went overboard and couldn't come back from it. And then their family lose them, whether it's a mental institution or through, you know, going out of this world prematurely, because they mental was so messed up, they couldn't even function. Like, how would you feel? And how would you feel if somebody did that to you? So I'm saying, yes, you want to make money, but at what cost? So please, all my vloggers out there, be careful what you're putting out. And then karma is very real. You wouldn't want anybody to do that to your mom, your daughter, your sister, your cousins, whatever. So, you know, make your money, but make your money and still have a conscience. Make your money with integrity. Don't make your money at the cost of someone else's sanity or demise or degradation. You know what I mean? Or defamation. Slandering somebody's name. Make your money honestly. If what your content is not bringing in enough views, remix your stuff and come again. But don't do it at the expense of someone else. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say. If you're new here, please, you know, like this video, subscribe if you like, you know, go through my videos and go through my playlist. And if you see something you like, you want to, you know, watch whatever content you want to watch, and you like it, please, you know, drop a like, a comment, and share this video if it resonates with you in some way. And I love you guys. See you in another video. To all my old rock stars, thanks for rocking with me all this time, about 3 years or so. 3 years and almost a half. And to the in-between ones, you know, come more often. Sometimes, you know, I have things going on and I don't post as often, but I'm getting back on, you know, on the ball, if you notice. So bear with me. And please check below. I have all my merch, and you could get to Teespring and get the Rock Slacks merch. Below each video has the, I forget what you call it, but there's t-shirts, hat, phone cases, whatever, below. I don't know why I can't remember what it's called right now, but below every video there's a whole line of products, the Rock Slacks merch. So feel free to check it out. Like, subscribe, check out my membership. Each membership level have different perks, and as long as I get enough members or whatever, I would do like giveaways every month. So I guess, you know, members that watch the most videos have the most positive comments, or, you know, comments that, not to make up a comment just for it to be positive, but not just a comment that's a nice video. You know what I mean? Anybody can say that. But, you know, I'm looking forward to see people actually commenting and a video that resonates with them and giving their input and so on. So give your input on this video below. Like, share, subscribe. See you in another video. Thank you. Smooches.